Welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite girl Lenora T, aka Mama Sky. On here we do all things mom, wife, child of God, makeup, lifestyle, travel, n'importe quoi. If this is your first time, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I hope you stick around. Feel free to check out my other videos. If this is not your first time, thank you so much for coming back. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. I'm so sorry I've been gone for so long. The last time I came on here, I really thought that I was that girl. I thought I could do this, but reality slapped me in the face. Okay, before we start, I just want us to pray a very short prayer and invite God to be with us in this video, that whatever we talk about today, may it touch someone, even if it's just one person, and can someone at least take one thing away from this video. I pray that God will bless us, cover us with the precious blood of Jesus. In the mighty name of Jesus, we have prayed. Amen. Today's video, we're going to be talking about what I learned in my 20s and how I'll be applying them in my 30s. I'm going to try to keep this video short, 15 minutes highest. If it's more, block me. No, don't block me. What are you talking about? But you guys, I'm shy. I feel like my heart's racing. It's like this is my first time on YouTube or something. But you know what? Anyway, this video is going to be split into three. The first part would be a rough summary of my 20s. The next part would be about me and God, my relationship with myself and with God, and then the third part would be friendships and relationships. Okay, so the first part is a summary of my 20s. First and foremost, I moved to the United States at the age of 19-ish, because I moved here like January and then September I turned 20. So my 20s started off really moving to a new country. It wasn't completely new to me because I have family here and I've been here several times. So it wasn't really like, I wouldn't say that that was a struggle for me like so many people when they move to a new country. But my struggles were mostly around relationships with friends and with loved ones. I constantly felt like I was getting rejected. That might be rooted in something else, but I just constantly felt like I was chasing boys. And that was a terrible experience, to be honest. At 21, I was so boy-minded. I moved here, instead of concentrating on my book, I was so concerned about having a boyfriend and keeping a boyfriend and having another boyfriend after this boyfriend. It was a lot, okay? I'm not proud of anything I did, okay? I'm here because of those mistakes and I'm grateful that I made those mistakes, and I'm just here to tell you guys so that you can learn from me. And that's when I also met my husband. That's when we started dating. As you can tell, we started dating on very weird, shaky grounds, but I thank God still. He came into my life just when I needed him. I didn't think I needed him, but now when I look back, I needed him at that point in my life. And so because of that, I struggled with school because I was focusing on the wrong things. 21, 22, I was struggling with school, struggling with finances, especially when it comes to like tuition and all that. I also started YouTube as an escape from all of that, and without even realizing it, I became really dependent on alcohol. Majority of my video, you guys, I was stoned. Well, not stoned. Stoned means high, but I was heavily dependent on alcohol, and to me it was normal. It's like, oh, this makes me feel good, so I'm gonna drink before I record on YouTube, and yeah, that just became a thing. I think at some point too, school became like really bad for me. Like I couldn't keep going anymore, and so I was just like using YouTube as an outlet. No point in this whole part was I having like a great relationship with God. That was not even a thing to me. I don't know if you guys have heard of when you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. So that's literally what was happening. I was falling for everything. Okay, and I think that was part of like me dealing with what I had really had in the background and not wanting to face those things. But that was rough, and of course my relationship suffered also. But again, I thank God for my husband because he stuck with me through it. We've really grown together. We've been through the trenches in as much as I was on YouTube and Instagram, you know, looking like the perfect couple, which again, like they say, don't believe everything you see online, right? Like, don't look at someone's life and really think that, oh, their life is perfect, because you don't know what's really happening. But at that point, we were struggling for our relationship. It was hanging by the threads, but we kept it going. Moving on to like 2016, when I was between 23 and 25. By then I'd lost all my friends. I was fighting with everybody. I had blocked everybody. I was throwing shit on all the social platforms that I could lay hands on. It was terrible. But I lost a lot of friends. Again, I don't, in as much as I love my friends and you know, they fell off in a very toxic way, I still believe that God was showing up in my life, even in situations where I felt like it felt so heavy. I know that God had a plan for me. Okay, it was still part of the master plan. To me, it looked like everything was falling apart, but really God was just putting the pieces together. Lost a lot of friends. Had really just my boyfriend on my side in my family. And I also really got involved on social media. I think that was at about 24-ish, 2016-ish. I started my Instagram page. I'd actually deleted it before that and then started afresh in 2016, and that's when I really got like heavily into social media and Instagram. I started growing my account, and again, I was doing it for the wrong reason. I was doing it because I wanted to prove a point, because there was a lot of talk about me, you know, not being in school and all that. And so I was like, I'm gonna prove to you guys that I can do this. I was on YouTube and social media just doing the most. In all that toxicity, I got married at the age of 26. That was 2019. 2020, I had a baby. I went back to school. 2021, everything hit like the wind from, I don't know, tornado. I don't know how to explain it, but everything hit. Like when I had my baby, the hormones, and you know, the toxicity that I'd carried on for so long, from like 19, 20 up until I was 27, it was all like it came crashing down on me, because it was just becoming too much. Like there's only so much that your friendships and your relationships and your marriage and having a baby, and even you as a person, there's only so much that you can carry on your shoulders. And so I hit a very deep depression where I just felt like, what's my purpose? Like, what am I here for? I have a whole child now. Like, I can't even provide for this child. My husband, he's just like the nicest person, but I'm over here just doing rubbish and just being a useless person. You know, just so down. I'm talking so down on myself. I had gained so much weight. It was just a lot. It was a lot. And so I really had to sit down and have a conversation with myself. And there's one thing that I've always wanted, was to have a better relationship with God. And this takes us to the next part, me and God. And I felt like I need to better my relationship with God, right? And at the same time, I need to better the relationship with myself. And so it started off with me in, 2022. It started off great because I got to graduate. I went to the gym. I found a coach. I lost a lot of weight. I graduated. I went to therapy. I started going to this church called Life Church, and that was just like the most life-changing thing ever. But in this journey, I still felt like something was missing. Like, I've lost weight, I've graduated, I'm working, but what now? You know, my relationship with God was getting better and better, but it hit me that all these things that I've done and all these things that I've been through, it's because God has shown me mercy. God has shown me His grace. Like, I wouldn't be here without Him. And for some reason, He's not priority on my list of working out, graduating. Like, He's not even number one. He's among the things, but He's not number one. And so one thing I'd actually learned from a friend, or an ex who became a friend, was I need to learn how to prioritize. And that's what I did. I started prioritizing things in my life. Whenever I was faced in situations where I need to pick something, I just learned to refocus things and reprioritize things, like what's more important, what comes first. And so in this situation, I decided that God needs to come first. If I want to love myself more, if I want to enjoy the career and have a purpose, because what's the point of having a career if you don't know what your purpose is? Woo! That's a word. What's the point of having a career if you don't know what God sent you to this earth for? That's why you're at your job, you're miserable, you're mad, you know, you're thinking your parents pushed you to do the wrong degree or whatever. No, it's because you're not walking in your purpose. And so it all starts from one place, and it's God. Who am I to love myself if I don't have a relationship with God? The person that created me, I don't have a relationship with Him. How? So I took everything I started everything from scratch. Okay, I said, God. And if you guys notice in that video, I think God was the topic that I hit the last. I started with workout and all these things, and then I talked about God later on. And that was when I really felt like I was ready to come back to YouTube. You know, let's do this again. And God said, nah, chill, sis, chill. You come back when I say you're ready to come back. And I think that's why I've been able to really take time and better my relationship with God, understand certain things about myself, communicate with Him more, and that way I can hear from Him more clearly. And I'm coming back to YouTube feeling more confident. You know, I might not have done all the work, but I know that I'm on the right path. Okay, going back to that, yeah, I felt like I needed to reprioritize whatever I was working on, and that was putting God first. And I realized that there's no way I can love myself. There's no way I can love my neighbor, which is the biggest commandment in the Bible. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So there was no way I was gonna love my neighbor or love myself without loving God. And so I put God first. I went full force. I went all in. Every Sunday before going to church, I'll pray to God, like, please send the message for me. Like, let the message of today be for me. And I promise you guys, every time I walked out of church, I walked in and out of church, I was in tears, because I promise you, God was talking directly to me. Like, I was feeling like God was, and he wasn't nice about it. Let me tell you guys about it. Let me tell you guys, it was not nice things. God was telling me facts. God was, like, He was even listing things that I did not even think about that I was doing. And I'm like, but yeah, that really helped me. And so I made sure to follow up with, like, not only going to church on Sunday, because even during those sessions the pastor talked about it. Don't let Sunday be the only day that you're talking to God and listening from God. Make it a habit to talk to God every single day. And so I made that a habit, praying every day. I even started reading my Bible, which was something it never made sense to me. I never understood how people open their Bible and read it. But what I started doing personally, which could help you, is I'll literally pray to God about a situation. If I was facing something, I'll pray, and then I'll close my eyes. I know it sounds weird. I'll close my eyes, and most of the time I use my Bible app. My physical Bible is from boarding school. I'm not feeling it. I feel like I need a new Bible. Please recommend. But I use my Bible app on my phone, and I close my eyes. After I've prayed, I randomly pick a chapter, and again, God will yell at me. Until one time I googled, I'm like, does God yell at people? Because He wasn't He wasn't smiling with me. And I'll be crying after reading my Bible, because I'm like, I'm full of like shock, because I used to hear how God talks to people and I never understood. And then I realized that you don't have to like physically hear His voice. This is God literally talking to me, and I'll cry because I'm in so much shock that God is actually doing this. I didn't feel like I deserved God talking to me. He's answering questions that I've asked for so many years that no Google or no YouTube or TikTok can answer for me. And it just felt great to just know that God, like, knowing how big our God is, He's taking the time for this one tiny person who has this little self-worth, who doesn't think she belongs anywhere, who doesn't believe in herself, but God is taking the time to talk to me, and He's taking the time to let me get to know Him and getting to know me. And we're just, you guys, And I just want to conclude that by saying that working on myself was the best, working on my relationship with God was the best decision I ever made, because every other thing just falls into place. My marriage, my motherhood, my health, my my career, everything just started falling into place. In my marriage, I was so focused at some point at what my husband was doing. I don't like the way you're doing this. I was complaining about everything. I was grumbling about everything. I was complaining about things like, oh, you're not the same when we first met. You're not doing the little things you used to do. Blah, blah, blah. Is it because I gained weight? Is it because I'm fat? Yes, guys, I did that. And I realized that, why am I so focused on somebody else? Like, yes, he's my husband, but he doesn't have that responsibility to make me happy. I have the responsibility to make myself happy. And in as much as we want to talk about self-love, about going to the gym and looking good and doing your hair and doing your nails and taking yourself on dates, to me that's just the bonus, right? To me, the real thing was my deepening my relationship with God. That's what really took me out of that circle, right? Because from there, I just focused on me, right? And my relationship with God. And from there, all I can say is that everything started falling into place, including my friendship. So let's take that to the next step. So that takes me into my friendships. In my 20s, I was so worried about I'm losing friends. I was fighting with everybody. You say one wrong thing to me, I block you. And before I block you, I make sure that you hear it. Okay? Not proud of it, but it happened for a reason. Are you following up? So I lost a lot of friends. Like, I couldn't believe that these are friends that we've been in school for 7 years. I went to boarding school and I thought that these friendships will last forever. We'll carry, we'll go to each other's baby showers and we will go to each other's weddings, and it just broke my heart just seeing these friendships fall apart. And so we got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fight with anybody anymore. I'll be everybody's friend. And that's how we went into people pleasing. And I was pleasing everybody. And people would literally walk all over me. And I was still just there like, no, I don't want, I've lost too many friends. I don't want to lose any more friends. So I was taking anything from anybody that, whatever they threw my way. And that led up until 2021, 2022, when I decided to start working on myself and working on my relationship with God. I had a friendship that really opened my eyes. This person had been my friend through all the start of my friendships and the end of my friendships. And I found myself like holding on to this friendship so much, even after they treated me like SHIT, like literally. This is someone that will fight with my husband about it and be like, nah, this is my friend, and then out of the blue they just dropped me like that. I didn't do anything well to me and not do anything, but that's when I really realized that, you know what, I need to let these friendships go, especially with my relationship with God right now. The only people I need is the only friend I have is God. Yes, my husband is actually second to God. The only friend I need is Jesus in God. Every other friend, they can come. If you're gonna stay my friend, stay my friend. If you're not going to stay my friend, please go. And I had to learn to just let things go. Let things go. And in the same light, I just put it in God's hands and just prayed to Him that the people who are meant to be in my life should be in my life. And the ones who are not, pack and go. No stress, okay? And I'm really grateful for where I am right now. I probably have like 6, 7 friends. Let's say 10 to cap it. Let's say 10. But I have about 2 or 3 people that I can say, well, I have one person that I can really say that this is my person. She knows herself. Shout out to you. But I have one person that I can say this is my person. When I say 10, I mean like people that I said, okay, I'm gonna keep you guys. You guys are my people, and whatever situation I'm in, whatever celebrations or sad situations, these are my people. And I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with it. And I'm happy that God is also allowing me to meet more people, especially the people that will help me meet my purpose, because at the end of the day, to me, it's all about finding my purpose and knowing what God put me on this earth to be and what God wants me to fulfill on this earth. And this whole thing is because it was triggered by rest in peace Simo, my brother-in-law, whom we lost in December 2022. He was a medical student, and we lost him in a very tragic drowning accident. And like everybody had good things to say about Simo, and that really, like, it really struck me. Like, he was such a good person, and we believe very much that he lived his purpose. Like, he did not become a medical student, but his journey to medical school, to becoming a doctor, he was gonna be graduating in like 5 months. Well, he died 5 months before his graduation. But in as much as someone wants to look at it and say he did not graduate and become a doctor, he fulfilled his purpose before he died. And I don't want to be not here tomorrow and I did not impact someone's life in that way, because he really did. His death was so painful and so traumatic that I learned so much from it, and that really propelled me in 2023. And his death has impacted so many people in our family, his friends, a lot of people, and I'm thankful to God that he has a plan for our lives, and he had a plan for Simo's life, and may his will be done in each and every one of us. So yeah, friendships, that's what I'm gonna say about that. But to round up this video, it's at 27 minutes now. To round up this video, I just want to say that in my 30s, I'm going to live a life that is full of gratitude. I'm going to live a life that is full of prayer. I'm going to live a life that is full of really looking back and seeing, well, not dwelling in the past, but also seeing where God took me from. Because when I look at all the little steps that I took that looked like they were downfalls, they were actually taking me uphill to where I am today. And I'm not even at the top yet. I'm still heading up. And so I just want to encourage someone, please use the comment section. Let's talk. Let's discuss. What did you learn? My 30s are looking bright, okay? Because God already has the plan, okay? He has already shown me the plan. I already know that the future is bright for me, for my family, for my friends, for my relationship with him. I know that, you know, all things are good. If you don't know, I got baptized last month, and it was such a big step into, you know, taking that public decision in saying that I've given my life to Christ, and everything I do, every cell in my body, everything that I do is for the glory of God, because I shouldn't be here. I should not be here. Like, the devil would have taken me since the devil that said, this one, she's mine. But guess what? God said, you know what? This is my child. This is mine. She will not be touched, okay? She might not be doing the right things, but she's mine. And I'm grateful for that, because not everybody has that opportunity. Not everybody has that chance. So I'm just living my life every day, being grateful, dedicating every single thing to God, whether it's positive or negative. I just stop and I say a short prayer to God, and I dedicate whatever it is in his name, because yeah, guys, I can talk here for hours and hours. I hope that I can reach whoever needs to be reached by God's grace. And thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you for being patient with me and coming and watching me grow and laughing with me and crying with me. I really, really appreciate it. I just want to let you guys know that I'm not gonna let you down. Just watch out for more content, okay? I'm gonna probably post on a weekly basis, but if not, I'll be here at least monthly, okay? That's still something. But yeah, guys, keep praying for me. I'll keep praying for you. Have a great day, great weekend, great month. I love you guys so much, and yeah, happy birthday to me.